Hi everyone, my name's Danny and I'm a fourth year natural scientist at the University of Cambridge, specialising in physics. And today I'll be going over the TIPS technique, which involves tools, information, proposal and state. So the question I have is a kind of complicated pi product. So like a summation which adds a product is just multiplying the terms one by one. So it looks quite ugly at first. And so the information we have is just this question. So we might need to then look at the tools that we might need. And since it's a product, we'll mainly need to use multiplication. Another thing will be our intuition, so maybe comparing it to something that we might have seen before. But in a summation, what you would have expected to do at A level is usually get it into partial fractions where you can cancel out terms. So this one, for example. So this being the analog of the pi product, we might try to get the terms into factors so that we could possibly cancel out by dividing. So let's say we can get the 1 take away 1 over n squared term into some products, so that we could possibly divide terms. So this will equal n squared take away 1 over n squared. And this is a difference of two squares on the top. So we have n take away 1, n plus 1, and then over n squared. Hopefully some terms will cancel out. So for the n equals 2 case, we might notice that n take away 1 times n plus 1 over n squared will get the 1 times 3, and then over 2 squared. And then now when we go to n equals 3, we will have 2 times 4 over 3 squared. And then for n equals 4, we should have 4 take away 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4 squared. And hopefully we can get this into a good form and notice if some terms cancel. So 3 and the 2's cancel. So if we were stopping at n equals 3, we would have half times 4 thirds. If we stopped at the fourth term, so n equals 4, so the product from to 4 and 2 would be a half times 5 over 4. So if you notice, whatever that term on the top is, the divisor will be that term. So the divisor will be the nth term. So we'll have a half times 1 over the n. And the term on the top will be the n plus 1th term. So it'll be n plus 1. So these terms, like we'll notice, will keep cancelling as we get further and further along the product. And so we might want to analyze what happens when n tends to infinity. So this was the general result for any kind of n. And so we'll need to see what it converges to when we make n go to infinity. So what we have is a half n plus 1 over n, and this turns into a half 1 plus 1 over n. So n over n plus 1 over n. And then as n gets really, really big, the 1 over n gets really, really small and tends to 0, and this converges to a half times 1, which is a half. So the product from 2 to infinity of 1 take away 1 over n squared is actually converging on a half. Thank you for listening to this TIPS technique demonstration where we use our tools, the information provided, we proposed something, and we stated along the way.